While the dangers we face may be more numerous and varied, they are not of the existential nature we confronted during World War II or during the Cold War. We cannot afford to be buffeted by alarmism and a nearly instantaneous news cycle.
Hey, media, stop hyping ISIS. That's the message from National Security Advisor Susan Rice, shown there discussing the administration's new foreign policy plan. Missing from that 29-page document, though, there's stuff about global warming, but there's no new plan to defeat ISIS. The underlying tone is that the war on terror is being won. Here to discuss whether any of that's true is Fox News strategic analyst, Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters. Colonel, thanks for joining us this morning.
Hey, Tucker.
So according to National Security Advisor Susan Rice, you're part of the problem hyping this ISIS threat in the media. You buy that?
Yeah, well, Fox News is responsible for the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, the Black Death, and the Holocaust. Just get over it, dude. We have to accept that. Now, I did listen to Rice's high school valedictorian speaks to the Rotary Club delivery at Brookings with this, this internal love fest with Brookings, which, by the way, takes a lot of money from the Qataris in the Middle East. Yeah, that gives you objectivity. But I was appalled. That was not a national security strategy she presented. It was a mush of nonsense about global social engineering. Security was the least of it. It was a grab bag of nonsense to appeal to various constituencies. But what really ticks me off is, look, our national security strategy needs to be serious. These are serious times. Serious times.
Yes.
And yes, ISIS is serious. And instead, it was a bunch of bumper sticker slogans. And then you get in Washington, Tucker, you know this well, Washington governs itself with the vogue word of the moment. We hear all sorts of nonsense such as, well, there's no military solution to anything. Well, sometimes in human history, the only solution's been military, and I suspect it's going to be that way in the Middle East. You hear, oh, we can't play whack-a-mole fighting terrorists. Well, if you're not willing to play whack-a-mole and kill them wherever you find them, you lose. But the one that's in vogue of the moment, takes me back to high school and reading Camus and Sartre and Céline, existential. It's not an existential threat. So we don't have to worry about Islamic State terrorism because it's not an existential threat. Boy, people love those buzzwords.
I know.
Well, let's look at this. How many existential threats has the United States faced? An existential threat in true meaning would mean it would wipe out the population. We've never faced that kind of threat. We still had to fight wars. We did face an existential threat to our government and being during the Civil War, but that's as close as we came. Imperial Japan, when it attacked Pearl Harbor, did not pose an existential threat to the United States of America.
I mean, it's also a term that many people who use it don't understand. So the new idea, very quickly, is that it's immoral for Christians to judge ISIS because they have blood on their hands, too, because of the Crusades 1,000 years ago. What's the point of saying that, the president saying that?
Well, the president doesn't understand history. He doesn't understand religion. He's soft on Islam. And look, I'm going to do a plug here. I have a column up at National Review online right now called Jihadis 14 Crusaders 2. And we have bought into this nonsense about everything that's wrong with the Middle East today is about the Crusades in the 11th through 13th centuries. And for 14 centuries, Islamist jihad has deformed much of the world. The greatest slavers in human history were the Arabs and the Ottoman Turks. The greatest slavers numerically, and including taking black Africans, but taking white millions and tens of millions over centuries of white European slaves. And by the way, castrating quite a number of the males.
Yeah, I don't think that's a history that you're allowed to repeat. Call me. We'll talk about
I think we need to talk about serious history.
I totally agree. I'm just kidding. Unfortunately, we're out of time, Colonel, but I really appreciate your coming on as always. Thank you very much for that.